We're gonna try our damnedest today to not explode any coil packs. FedEx literally just dropped off my replacement coil pack, which is good, because now I can try to get the Subaru started again. This shitbox, the turd that's been plaguing my every living thought for the past 16 months. It needs to start. So at this point, the wiring's all corrected. If it doesn't start, it's something in the tune. Now I'm gonna go in the tune and adjust some of the ignition tables for the car just to get it idling. Good acquaintance of mine named Mr. Kevin Brown down in Australia also has an EG33 Swapped STI. His is a 2005. He sent me a couple screenshots of his tables, so I'm gonna try to emulate those into ours just to get the car idling. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to tune this thing enough to be able to make it drive, but I think I can tune enough to be able to make it start, which is the ideal situation here. So we've got our spark plug leads in the engine. We've got our spark plugs in the engine. I also have coolant in the car now as well, so I will show you guys my remedied situation for that. So right down there you can see a rubber coolant line going all the way across. That is actually from a Ford Mustang, and it worked surprisingly well. I just had to cut up the hose and trim it down a little bit. I needed a section that was about 12 inches long in straight and then had a 90 on it. So this is the remainder of that hose from that Mustang, so surprisingly worked well. Just went to AutoZone, they let me go in the back room, find a coolant hose that worked, and it worked flawlessly. So I also finally got myself a tuning laptop. I found a Microsoft Surface Pro on OfferUp for like 400 bucks, so now I don't have to keep stealing Melanie's. We can just use this as our tuning software to be able to tune the car. Don't judge my flower background, all right? So I've got a fire extinguisher at the ready just in case any fires happen again, but let's go ahead and get our new coil pack put onto our intake manifold back there, get the front half of the engine bay reassembled. Let me jump into the tuning software again, and let's try to get this bad girl to start, because we all know she wants to start. She wants the sauce. Oh, come here, monsieur intake manifold. Flip you over, take these bolts out. Like, I don't even know how many of these I've bought at this point, but no more, please, no more. I don't want to buy any more. These things get expensive. Side note to the side note, I was able to cop another EJ for the next engine build giveaway. I know it looks grimy and gross, but I promise whoever wins this one, it's gonna look fresh and brand new. So next merch drop, I'm giving you guys full advance warning right now. You are getting another engine build giveaway. I'm trying to find a set of FA20 case halves locally, so that way I can do both FA20 and EJ25, but right now I have an EJ25 lined up and ready to go. So just wanted to toss that in there. I had to close the door. It's so cold outside. So we've got all of this reassembled now at this point. I'm not gonna worry about trying to burp the coolant system until I can get the car started. Once we can verify the car is idling properly, then I'll go ahead and I'll bleed the system, get all the air out of the cooling system, and then we can proceed from there. I do wanna say though, regardless of what happens with the STI this week, whether it starts, whether it doesn't start, I'm starting on the Evo this week. I wanna get the Evo back on the road, and I want the shop space back where the Evo's at. So Evo videos are gonna start trickling in as well, mainly because I wanna get the Evo running. So let me plug back into the software of the Haltech on the car. Let me try cross-referencing some tables for EG33 stuff. Hopefully we can make some magic happen here. All right, so I've gone through and I changed all the ignition tables for startup. I haven't touched fueling because I don't understand the fueling aspect side of things, and I don't have a table to copy for the fueling side of things, so we're gonna leave that as it is. I need to go to the store to go get some more ignition fuses because I have demolished every single one from our little fire that we had last time. So let me run over to the auto parts store real quick. I'm gonna grab a surplus of these fuses real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll see if it'll start. Will it start? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know. I hope. Fingers crossed. I want it to start. Okay, new fuses acquired. Let's pop one in and try to start it. I'm like not even nervous anymore because like in the back of my mind I'm like, it's not gonna start. It's not gonna start. If it doesn't start, I'm gonna go do a lot of research and try to set up some tables, and we're gonna come back out tonight. So let's see what happens. Fire extinguisher on standby. Do I think it's going to start? I honestly have no idea. Alright, I was able to change dwell time, so let's see what we got. Nothing! I'm getting extremely frustrated with this. It just needs to start. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna do one more troubleshooting session, verifying that all sensors have voltage and that they're working. I know crank position is working because I'm getting a display back on the dash of every time it tries to kick up RPM. So let me run through the engine bay again and verify some of these major sensors that would stop the engine from running, but I'm like 99.9% certain they're all working. Just getting frustrated. Trying this one more time. I'm really losing my patience with this, and if it doesn't start this time, which I don't even think it will, I'm gonna call around and see what I can make happen, because I want this thing to run. I'm not getting any check engine lights. I have no cells aside from reverse switch, but that's not gonna not allow the car to start. I have no check engine lights, which means this is solid. What I've done is solid. All right, you guys, we're in the future, like 6 hours. I've chilled out a little bit from my frustration that I was having. During the live stream, I think we made a good amount of breakthroughs on things that could be going wrong. One of them being the way the crank trigger was set up. In the ECU, I have it set up as an EG33. And there's a generic 24 and 1 tooth count method that we're gonna try swapping to. 2 revolutions is 1 dealio of the engine. So with that, 24 teeth, 2 rotations, we have 12 evenly spaced teeth, 2 rotations, 24, 1 home count, or so it'd be 24 and 2, which would reduce down to 12 and 1 if you want to do it that way, but we're not reducing. So 24 and 2, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna redo all the ignition tables that I did earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and get that stuff set up right now, and we're gonna try this again and see what happens. I also have Matt said he was gonna come down and help, so I'm gonna have him put all the spark plug wires back in the engine while I'm redoing all the map stuff and making the changes to the ECU, and maybe we will get a first start. Who knows? If I can't get a first start tonight, call him PRE. I'm gonna see what PRE can do for us, if they're open to doing anything. The other thing, I don't even remember what the other thing was. I don't even remember. I'm just gonna start jumping into the software and start making some of these changes to the ECU though. Alright, you guys, so the way that I'm getting all of this set up in the laptop right now, I'll show you guys that in a second. I'm emulating some of the other EG33 tables that Kevin sent over, and I've also got the new crank position sensor type set up in the ECU. I'm also going through and I am verifying ohmage on all of these, and Matt is making some more spark plug wires to do all the spark plug things, because apparently the ones that were on there before, that clicks on better, that clicks on way better. Way better. The old one's just kind of, wait, before you clamp that one, give us a test. What do they do?
Loosey-goosey.
They loosey-goosey as all hell. No grab.
No grab.
No grab. So while Matt goes through and builds these other 2 wires, let me show you guys what I've been doing in the ECU. Alright guys, so I've been going through here, getting more stuff kind of set up. So the biggest thing that we think was stopping the engine from starting is in the trigger system here. So if we go into trigger system, I now have it set up as a generic multi-tooth signal, or a generic multi-tooth single tooth home. So the home is our cam and the triggers are crank. So we're now set up to a 24 and 2. So the 2 is for the cam and the 24 is for the crank, because the engine has to go around twice. We have 12 teeth on the crank position sensor. So on the crank position, or on the crank trigger wheel, Jesus. So as it goes around twice, it's 24 teeth, 2 revolutions. So you take the 12, you multiply it by 2. We have our top dead center offset angle set in here at 216 degrees. We've got both of our sensors set up as reluctor, falling edge, with ground reference disabled on both of those ones. On top of that, I went through here, I verified flow rate for the injectors. They're ID1300s right now, so 1335 cc. I found the dead time on Injector Dynamics website, so I went through and I updated those. Up here in the ignition, let me pull up. Oh, I also went through here and for base fuel tuning, not base fuel tuning, cranking fuel tuning, I did make this just a hair richer, just to play with things a little bit. And then for ignition timing on base, so this is what I mainly went through and emulated from Kevin's build. And Kevin's the one with the EG33 in Australia, so this should work for starting. It's not going to be spot on or perfect, but it should work to get the car started. And then for cranking, I also went through and I emulated all of his values as well. I made sure they're all in Fahrenheit and PSI, or all Fahrenheit and angle and everything like that. Make sure that we're all solid. And then zero demand, I don't think I changed anything in zero demand. And then lastly with, where's ignition system? Is it ignition tuning? Nope. And then with our dwell time and ignition system, I know you guys can't really focus on a lot of these numbers. It's really just me kind of trying to show you guys the charts. I went through and I adjusted the dwell times for some of this stuff. So at PSI, so at 25 PSI, dwell time is going to be different than it will be at 0 PSI. The dwell time is just how long it takes the coil to charge to send the signal to the spark plug to fire the spark plug. So all of this seems to be set up. There's a couple smaller tables I'm gonna run through right now and get knocked out, and then hopefully we can get this thing started in the next half hour or so. So let me finish updating all this. All right, so I'm fairly confident that we're set up on the tuning side of things. So all that's left to do now is get the spark plug wires back in the car after we verified ohmage on them. I'm still going by ohmage, even though it's ohms. I know it's ohms, but I'm going with ohmage because it's a more fun word.
Resistance.
Resistance. I'm gonna check ohmage on this one that you just did, just to double check, just to see where we're at in comparison to the others. So hold up. Ohmage just sounds like a more fun word. I will say that I've gotten way too familiar with a voltmeter or multimeter. Ohmage is good. So let's get these spark plug wires tossed back in the car. Let's try to start it.
How the fuck did I do this?
What'd you do? What happened? Oh my god, your hand is stuck? Did you? Are you actually stuck?
Ow, fuck, yeah. Oh, fuck. Ow!
How?
I don't know, it slid in so easy.
That's what she said.
Okay, this one is just falling off on its own, Tanner. That's not gonna fucking work.
What's on my arm?
I don't know.
What is that? What is that? Touch it! Touch it!
Need a fucking coil on plug setup, dude.
I can't afford that yet. Come on, Daddy, go. He's gonna ground it to the intake manifold.
I guess so. Yeah. No.
We're not seeing any spark.
Try it again. No.
Why are we getting fucking spark? All right, you guys, so I honestly don't know anymore. We're not getting any spark for some reason, and we can't figure out for the life of us why. I know everything's wired up right. I know it's getting 12 volt power. I know it's sending out a signal from the ECU to the coil pack, but for some reason the coil pack's not sending a signal to the spark plug, and I can't figure out why. I also took some oscilloscope readings, and if I can figure out how to pull the log off of the computer, I'll put that like right here. I'm going in for the night. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so it's bright and early in the morning. I was up till like 2, chatting with a very friendly fellow in Australia last night who knows Haltechs better than I do. So we are going to try to get spark again. And if we can't get spark on this cylinder, we're gonna try another cylinder. And if we get spark, I'm gonna go buy a timing light today because we need to figure out the top dead center offset angle for this engine. And I totally skipped past that last time. So I'm gonna have the oscilloscope open up in the car with me. Hopefully readings look better, so. Let's try this again. Woo! You ready, Matt? Woo! I hate this car! You are so beautiful to me. Where's the timing mark on this fluid damper? It's on the bottom.
We go. Yes, we have spark.
We got spark?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. This
You got
cylinder,
spark.
this one has spark.
Why does the other one not?
I don't know. Yeah, that
Swap me
is.
spot.
Here, try it again while I'm not holding it to anything.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, you have spark on that one.
We got spark! Let me try grounding it. Spark me! Oh, I saw the spark! I saw the spark!
Yeah. That's a step in the right direction.
We got a spark! Woo! Why are we not getting a spark on cylinder 1? Or cylinder 2? I think I have to do the timing light thing.
Yeah.
That's a
I think
two.
it's just lining up currently with that one.
It's a two-person job.
It should be a brake spark. Like that's still a pretty.
That's a weak-ass spark. What's the battery voltage say on the computer? One more time. One more time. It's not gonna blow the car up.
God damn it! I can't get it.
It's not gonna blow the car up. One more time. Oh, now it's not gonna do it. Alright, you good. You good. You good. We heard the fucking exhaust. Poof. Something with timing's off. We got a pretty big backfire out of it, which is good. That means we're getting spark, air, and fuel! It made a really loud backfire, but of course it was the one time that I forgot to hit record on the camera, but you guys heard we have ignition of fluids in the engine. They're igniting. It's not starting yet because something with the timing map maybe, I don't know yet.
It's gotta be timing.
I need to go get a timing light today, but here's the hard thing. How the fuck am I gonna use a timing light on this if we can't start it? How do I find the top dead center offset angle if I can't start the car?
Where does it go for reference? I mean,
This spark plug wire. Cylinder 1 spark plug wire. So you put the reference on cylinder 1 spark plug wire. I'll do some research today and see what I can find. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're a hell of a lot closer. We are getting the fuel air mixture to ignite now, which is good. The one time I wasn't recording, of course, we had a massive backfire on the car. It was loud as all hell. So, that's good. It's very good. Shout out to Glenn in Australia. I believe he's in Australia for helping go through some of the settings last night. I sent him the map that I made. We made a couple changes and now we're at this point where it is getting spark, igniting the air fuel mixture, but I don't think it's gonna start until I can get top dead center offset angle. But here's the problem. I don't know how to get top dead center offset angle if the car can't start and I can't shine a timing light at it to find the angle that it needs to be. So, I don't know. I don't know on that one. I'm gonna go do some research. I'm gonna go buy a timing light today. So, all right, you guys, so I'm gonna try one more thing before I end this video. I'm gonna try changing my cranking ignition angle on cold starts and seeing if that changes anything on the car, because now that it's getting air fuel spark and it's igniting it, it's just not igniting it at the wrong time, and that could be because of the cold start ignition angle that I have set in the ECU. So let me change that. Let me try turning the car over. Let me see what happens. Let me see what happens. You want it, baby girl. Why do we gotta check engine light? What we gotta check engine light for? Battery voltage, operating minimum. Try one more time. Oh my God, you're right there. This is the closest we've been. Right there! Ah! voltage is too low. I keep getting a warning. Oh my God, I can smell it. It's right there. It wants to start. So I'm gonna end this video right here, you guys. I'm gonna go buy a timing light today. I'm gonna try to figure out what the top dead center offset angle is, because that will help get the car started if I can figure that out. I'm using a fluid damper on the car. The fluid damper has a timing mark on the back side of the pulley. There's also all the timing marks on the pulley cover itself, so that way I can figure out what the top, whatever the TDC offset angle should be. So you guys can hear it. It wants to start. It is right. It is at the cusp of wanting to start. I keep zooming in on myself. So if you guys like the video, which I swear you better like this video, because this is the closest that blue has come to actually starting. Like, you guys can hear the compression. You can hear it firing. It needs, obviously right now it needs a little bit more battery voltage, but I'm gonna keep playing with things today. I'm gonna go look at some ignition tuning stuff on HPA's website, since I have access to all their classes. I'm gonna go verify. I'm gonna go learn some more, so that way I can get this started, hopefully tonight, because at this point, we are literally at the cusp. We're at the cusp. So if you guys like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead, hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, come learn with me, because all of this is a learning experience. And if you want to subscribe one of these corners, you guys know the deal. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. It's very cold out here, so peace out, homies. Woo!